Hey team, if you're watching this channel, you definitely already know more than the layperson about cryptocurrency. This was all very fringe stuff not that many years ago, but Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have burst onto the stage in such a huge way that virtually everybody has heard of them now, and a sizable portion are investing. And in the past year, NFTs have followed suit, gaining a shocking amount of airtime and living rent-free in our minds, even if the NFTs themselves are anything but free. So what's next? How about DAOs? Maybe you've heard of DAOs, or hey, maybe you're one of the early adopters that's participating in DAOs already. But this is a part of the crypto revolution that definitely hasn't reached the same fever pitch as NFTs or the ubiquity of cryptocurrency. Yet. Not yet. DAOs are still mostly on the horizon for society, so let's dive in early. First, what is a DAO? Well, unlike NFTs, I don't have to define what fungible means for anybody here.
All right, so first of all, fungibility is this idea that
A DAO is simply a decentralized autonomous organization. Simple words, adjective, adjective, noun. However, it doesn't really tell us much. It's a broad term. So more specifically, it's an organization, a group of people that are dispersed across the web and probably the world, who often use pseudonyms and don't know each other's real world names, but they do share a common interest or focus. And the activities of this group of people, whether that's submitting proposals or voting together or sending funds or hiring or firing, anything, they're in some fashion automated. A decentralized autonomous organization. Think of it like a digital co-op or a subreddit that has a bank account. It's a way for people to coordinate their efforts, mediated by blockchains and smart contracts, to eliminate middle management and, like cryptocurrency itself, to reduce the potential for abuse of power.
Yeah. Did you get that memo?
This is something that wasn't really possible before programmable money and smart contracts came on the scene. For all their flaws, the hierarchies and middle management of the corporate world have existed for a reason. People used this so that they could manage scarce resources amongst themselves. Some individuals had to have more authority than others to manage funds, to access information, and to take action on behalf of the group. But with a DAO, much of this is automated with smart contracts, and the movement of funds is transparent and imminently accountable. And because of that, in theory, the need for a hierarchy flattens out. Side note, decentralized organizations are also really robust in the face of attack. In 2018, I gave a talk at the Institute for Crypto Anarchy in Prague about the qualities of decentralized organizations.
A corporation is held together not by ideology. People don't get together because they share common beliefs and there's a fraternity there. They get together because they want to make money. Most of the modern world gets up and goes to their desk job because they're on salary and there are benefits. That's what holds a corporation together, a conventional hierarchy, even in government. It's held together by money. A decentralized organization is different. It's conventionally, historically, has not been monetarily driven.
I didn't use the term DAO very much, but maybe I should have, because the qualities that I was talking about for these organizations, they operate very differently than a centralized group. If these organizations ever face direct threats, there's no head for that threat to cut off. There's no hierarchy. It would be like swinging a baseball bat at a swarm of bees. You won't accomplish much.
Bees! Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! They're ripping my flesh off!
Some historical examples of attack-resistant decentralized organizations: the Apache tribes of North America, who resisted European colonialism for over 200 years. The file-sharing apps of the early 2000s that persisted in the face of legal action and forced the music industry to completely reinvent itself, and terrorist organizations that have proliferated since 9/11. These organizations don't have a head. They're all decentralized, and because of that, they're very hard to effectively attack. If any of that is interesting to you, go watch the talk that I gave in 2018. There is a link to that down in the description. Open that in a new tab, watch sometime later. While those are examples of decentralized organizations, they were not autonomous. And a DAO uses smart contract programs to do whatever the DAO wants to do. Maybe it's a DAO that's building a protocol like MakerDAO, the group behind the DAI stablecoin. Maybe it's a DAO focused on NFT investing and art, like PleaserDAO, who famously bought the unreleased Wu-Tang Clan album last fall. Have you heard of this? This is an album on a single physical compact disc produced by the Wu-Tang Clan, and they only ever made one copy. It was originally bought for $2 million by hated pharma bro and now convicted felon Martin Shkreli, Then it was seized by the feds when he went to prison. Then it was purchased by Pleaser DAO. Anyway, if you want to do that, you can start a DAO. Several groups have done this to buy rare artifacts, like an original copy of the US Constitution, or a copy of the art from a never-made film adaptation of Dune from the 70s. I'm not saying any of this is a particularly good idea. The Constitution DAO ended up being outbid, and apparently the Spice DAO people thought they could commercialize the book they bought, not realizing that a physical copy of the book didn't grant them intellectual property rights. But hey, they bought the book. You could start an online fashion house DAO, like Saint Fame. You could build a DAO to build DAO building tools. That's what Aragon did. So if you're looking to get started building your own DAO, they probably have some software that you could use. A lot of excitement in the crypto space is focused on investing DAOs, and this is where the automation really helps. A DAO focused on investing will pool the funds of a group of like-minded investors and code into smart contracts the conditions to operate the investments of the DAO. Now, obviously, this channel is not investment advice, but let me reiterate that. The following are examples and definitely not endorsements because I'm not even in these DAOs. I can't vouch for their investment operations. Do your own research. Caveat emptor. However, with that said, Olympus DAO was the talk of the town throughout the last year. Olympus is aimed at becoming the de facto currency for the crypto world as opposed to money for saving, an important distinction. It's positioning itself to be a central bank of sorts and has built various mechanisms to create an independent, stable currency. However, the associated Ohm token is now down 95% in the last 3 months.
It's unstable.
Yikes. And there's a lot of debate about whether Olympus is really sustainable. The APY on their token has been bonkers, tens of thousands of percent. Olympus has proven to be a popular project to fork, so there are plenty of projects using that as a template to build new things. Metacartel is a DAO investing in decentralized applications, or dApps. They've invested in Sablier, a dApp to enable crypto payroll and streaming payments. They also invested in One-Click dApp for turning any smart contract into a decentralized application. They've supported dozens of projects. You can see the whole list on their site. But all of this is very academic for me. I'm not a member of these DAOs. I haven't organized a DAO. So I wanted to talk to somebody that has. I met Sean O'Brien at a crypto event recently. His DAO is aimed at, get this, buying the Denver Broncos. The concept being that the fans would own the team and invest in the team with more than their enthusiasm, which is really cool. Genuinely, a DAO owning a sports team is just the perfect scenario for a DAO. And it's out there in the real world, which for me is a huge bonus. In the last couple weeks, his project has kind of blown up and gotten a ton of press. I interviewed Sean to get his boots on the ground take on DAOs and their potential for the future. That video is coming soon, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when that comes out. That's it, team. What do you think? Are DAOs the future of companies, clubs, governments? Is this the way people will organize themselves in the future? Or will it stay niche, with DAOs focused primarily on Web3 applications? And what do you want to hear about next? Let me know down in the comments and we will talk about it all in a future video. Thanks, team.